Hello everyone and welcome back to Daily Shakespeare! Today is day 2, and to borrow a phrase from Scott Hall, let's get ready to root for the bad guy. That's right, I have decided that Wednesday I am going to devote to villains and villainous speeches. And today we are graced with no less villain than one of Shakespeare's finest, and really the finest in the written language, Iago from Othello. Now, before we get going, a little bit about what makes a good villain. A good villain is someone that an audience can sympathize with. Somebody that can be in a position that everyone else has seen themselves in, and they think to themselves, well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go that far. Or would I? And Iago is a man driven by jealousy, and everyone, whether they're willing to admit it or not, has been driven by jealousy at some point in their lives. Now, what he does with his jealousy is ruins the lives, and indeed ends the lives, of 3 different people. And, of course, none of us would do that. Or would we? One of the great things about William Shakespeare and his characters is that they are so timeless because they speak to a certain condition found within humanity. And Iago is no exception. All of this darkness lurks inside of people. And it is your job as an actor to be able to bring that out. You can't play these men as irredeemable. You have to be able to see past the initial grossness about what they're doing and be able to put yourself into that situation and say, all right, but one step farther, but one step farther, but one step farther from what I would normally do. The speech that we have for you today is one of my favorites. It is the most comic booky speech that I have ever read from William Shakespeare. This is from Act 2, Scene 3 of Othello, and this is where Iago really lays everything out. This is where we, the audience, find out exactly what he is going to do, exactly the plan that he has to finally get back at this man that he's been so jealous of, and everything that he has. And one of the great things about Iago is that most of his speeches, most of these soliloquies are alone on a stage. And the person that he's talking to is you, the audience. And he wants you to know what's going to happen. And you are powerless to do anything about it. But without any further ado, let's get into this. Act 2, Scene 3 of Othello. And what's he then that says I play the villain, when this advice I give is free and honest, probable to the thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again? For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. She's framed as fruitful as the free elements, and then for her to win the more, were to renounce his baptism, all seals and symbols of redeemed sin. His soul is so enfettered to her love that she may make, unmake, do what she list, even as her appetite shall play the god with his weak function. How then am I a villain to counsel Cassio to this parallel course directly to his good? Divinity of hell! When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whiles this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads most strongly to the Moor, I'll pour this pestilence in his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust. And by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the Moor. So I shall turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all. So that is IAGO. Tell us what you think about it. Don't forget in the comments below, if you have any suggestions for future speeches, please let me know. Let me know what you think about this, what you think about the format, what you would like to see more of. Please, 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 I am so excited to be continuing this project. It's been a real long time coming, and I'm just so happy that there are more days ahead than there are behind. So until tomorrow, have a great day.